Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Lunch with Our Long Ears. It is April 7th, and it's a beautiful day in Colorado. Nice warm temperatures. It's got a little windy this afternoon. Coming to you from the mom and baby pen and the Misfits pen. Are you part of the Misfits or the moms and babies, Peanut? Say, I'm a baby. I'm a baby. So we'll give you an update about what's going on in this pen and what we've been up to, and we've got some baby news to share down the road here in a few minutes, and we'll give you a walk around and give you updates on what we have going on. So starting out, this is baby Lainey. She is turning 2 months old tomorrow. 2 months old, kiddo. She has baby donkey teeth. They're very cute. She will have a reel going live. And this is her mom, Reba. And Reba is doing very well health-wise. She has lost her baby weight. She may or may not think she's starving. She loves food. She gets her mom and mare and full grain, and she gets her daily hay and pasture time that she's getting grass out in the field, which is coming in nice and green, growing quickly because of all the warm temperatures and the little bit of water that we got, So you can see baby Lainey's pretty socialized. She likes to hang out with us. She's very, very people oriented. She's very much into spending time with the people in the pen, and she's very confident. She leaves her mom a lot, and she is very trustful of the routine and of the people that are around her. She can run fast, fast, fast if she's in danger and get back, This is Peanut, and Peanut is Mirage's son, which Mirage is over there at the back by the fence. Peanut, we think, is about 9 to 10 months old. We don't know an exact birth date, but based on size, we think he's about that size. He is a healthy little boy. He is getting very socialized. He's allowing lots of touches, as you can see now. He used to never stand here and allow this to happen, so this is a fun side of Peanut that we're getting to know. And next thing we're going to do is start working on picking up feet so that we can get your feet trimmed, get you on track with the farrier schedule. And he is getting scheduled to be castrated, I believe in 2 weeks. We're going to give it a shot. So he will be the last castration on the property, at least for the moment. We will have everybody that is intact, no longer intact, and taken care of. So that's coming up for Peanut. Right behind Peanut, right here, touch, is Mystic. And Mystic is the only one in the group that came in that was not a mom at that time. And she is experiencing pregnancy belly that changes shapes and sizes, and not colors, but shapes and sizes on a daily basis. Her milk bag has started to fill up and change. So we are anticipating a baby sometime, but we have no idea when. She was officially exposed to a jack. We know that she came in with a jack. We know that she was exposed when she arrived here. She was not impregnated while she was here. And her baby could be any time between now and we don't know is the answer. She definitely has a changing belly. It is big on days. It's moving around. So we are hopeful that she's pregnant and that she has a healthy baby in her belly. Right behind Mystic is Miss Sally. And Sally had a date with Dr. Hupp and Ross, our farrier, last week. She has some pretty bad front hooves that came in very neglected, very unhandled, and not in good condition at all. And with x-rays and with vet and farrier guidance, Ross was able to trim and take off a lot of the extra hoof wall and sole that she had grown. She is very, very uncomfortable. She is on medication daily to help control the pain, and we have had her in and out of boots as well to provide cushioning. I think we talked about her boots last week, so she has a couple of days that she's in the boots and a couple of days off of the boots to give her ligaments and stuff a break. But we're working on a pain management schedule for her because she is still very, very uncomfortable. And you can see that her hooves are much better. However, they are not normal donkey hooves. Are you going to get in my lap? Would you like to come up here? Come here. You say, well, I'm working on learning shake, like the other cool donkeys at Burro Base Camp, huh? I'm working on learning shake. Good girl. So Sally has been a bit of a challenge, and it's hard to watch her. She's not comfortable. We're trying to make her as comfortable as possible. She's also on a refeed program to get some calories onto her skinny body. Yes, you're not a skinny body. Mystic, you have a big baby in your belly. You're probably a skinny body after you have a baby, yes. Yes. So that's Sally's story. Behind her is Mirage, and Mirage is actually Peanut's mom. Although we separated Peanut very early on when he first got here from Mirage because he was still nursing and she was very, very skinny. And as healthy as he was, it was very taxing on her to be continuing to nurse a very healthy boy. So we took him off. He actually spends most of his time now with Magic and Mouse and ignores your mommy. You do. But Mom is over here now. She had an abscess in her foot last week. It was flared up a little bit again earlier this week, which we were able to get it really cleaned out, and it seems to be better. She's been on and off of medication for pain as well, and we're just trying to get her better handled as far as her hooves go so that we can hopefully take care of that. Are you helping me? Are you helping me? And then we have Magic. And Magic is Mouse's mom, and that's Mouse that's over there with Magic. Magic was at the vet last week as well. She had some breathing issues and turned out to be a little bit of a virus that was going through her, so she has been on antibiotics. She's had a second dose of antibiotics. She has we had a whole blood panel done on her to make sure that there wasn't any underlying things that were going on that we weren't aware of. We also did a fecal on her to make sure that her worm load was not out of the ordinary, which it was not, which is good news. Hi. Hi. And we did send away for a pregnancy test on her since we were drawing blood. We have not received it back. So sometimes the blood tests on the donkeys are not easily read or easily determined if that's positive pregnancy or not. Sometimes they are either very blatantly obvious or they're not. So once we get that back, we will update and let you know what we find out. Next stages for her is that you can see she's still nursing baby Mouse. Part of her blood panel showed that she was deficient in calcium. Obviously, calcium is a byproduct of milk. And so because the baby's nursing, the baby's taking calcium away from her. And so we are getting ready to wean little Mouse off of Magic so that Magic has the opportunity to get healed and get healthy again. So that's going to be happening shortly. The plan right now is to move her into the long-term pen. So that'll be a bump through the pasture gate when the other Gru is out. I think it's going to be a hard one for her because she's very attached to the kids. We're going to leave Peanut and Mouse over here. She'll be able to see them through the fence, but not access them. And it'll be a couple weeks before we move her back in with them. And hopefully that will allow her to get on the path to healing and feeling better. So lots going on in the moms and babies / misfits pen. And the misfits is because of all of our medical stuff going on. But as a result, these guys are getting lots and lots of handling, you can see, and they're getting very confident. And Magic was the absolute best patient in the world at the doctor the other day. She stood beautifully with no sedation at all. She had a fecal done. She had an internal exam done to determine if she was pregnant or not, and she stood beautifully and never had any issue with that at all. So compliments to our volunteers that have been working tirelessly with these guys to get them to be able to be handled, and compliments to our vet and farrier teams that are helping to take care of all these guys. So we'll leave them. You can see that they're not out on pasture yet. We're down to just a couple hours in the afternoon with the grasses really greening up, and seeing abscesses and things pop is indication that we want to keep them off the grass so that those things don't get worse before they get better. So they'll get to go out here in a couple hours. So we'll walk over this way and keep you posted on everything that's going on. Obviously, with all the vet and farrier and getting x-rays and getting blood work, and those are expenses which we budget for on an annual basis, and we're within the realms of what we had planned for, but it is expensive and it does take a village, and we're grateful for the donations and things that we receive, and for all the support that we get. In fact, news today is that we just received our vaccine grant. We got notified this morning that we received a grant for 6 spring shots and rabies for 30 donkeys. So that's a tremendous help to our budget, because we no longer have to pay for all of those vaccines. We will pay an administration fee to our vet to give all of the vaccines to the ones that are eligible for the grant ones. Not sure if you can swing around and show Mystic. She's showing her baby belly in all of its shapes and sizes right now. It's leaning out in all different directions. She's the one off in the distance there, so maybe too far away for the camera. But we want to give a thank you to UHVRC and Merck and all of the partners that come together for the vaccine grant. It was told to us that there was 10,000 vaccines requested. We requested about 70, I think, and we received 30. They awarded 5,000, so we're honored to be on the list of ones that were chosen. This is the 3rd year now that we have received vaccines through this program, and we are very, very grateful. So just want to say thank you, and thank you to Dr. Hupp and his team for their piece in our application. It requires the vet's involvement because they have to receive the vaccines from the distributor, and they have to be willing to administer them through the grant program. So huge thank you for that. That's a big deal, and we're very excited. We're going to come down to the now castrated Jack's pen. The last kids in this pen were castrated on Wednesday last week. So Shadow was castrated Monday. We told you about that. And then Mickey Milo and Jordan went on the same trailer as Magic, and Dr. G took care of their castrations. So the little boys have been castrated. Mickey Milo is hiding. Shadow is having a little problem with his recovery, and so Dr. Hupp is coming out to take a look at him this afternoon. Charlie is fully recovered as far as his surgery and his sight goes. He's the one lying down. He's still dealing with testosterone, which can last in these guys for many months. We've seen it last for longer than many months, but if they were pretty wound up Jack before they get castrated, it takes a little while for them to settle down. He's presenting as a nice settled down donkey right now, sleeping, but they're still getting wound up occasionally, but it's settled down quite a lot. We're hopeful that Shadow's incision can get taken care of this afternoon and he'll be on the right track. Mickey Milo is here laying in the shelter, and the little boy's swelling and incision sites are reducing and getting better. These guys have been on meds daily to help with the swelling and help with the recovery. This is Jordan. Hi, buddy. Say I was a good boy, except that my little guy took as much medication as it would take to put a draft horse down to go to sleep for his surgery. So sometimes these little guys have metabolisms that just burn straight through the drugs, and fortunately the doctors are aware of that. That was part of what we were dealing with Shadow as well. But he wanted nothing to do with laying down, and Dr. G put a good solid effort into him to get him down. Once he was down, he was a good boy, but he was a great boy going into surgery and walked real nice on the halter and lead and loaded in the trailer both directions quite well. So you did a good job. He also got his feet trimmed last week by Ross, and he stood freely for that. He did not even have a halter on for that, so that was great. All the boys have had their feet trimmed. We take advantage of them being sedated and get their feet done while they're sleeping to give them a good first trim. So they all have current hoof trims and are just recovering, and we're getting them out in the afternoon. They've been now able to go out in this chicken area and walk around in the grass and graze a little bit because they are no longer intact, and so they can see the others through the fence. They still cannot access them, but they at least have the opportunity to exercise, which is great. So we're doing good, huh, Jordan? We're doing good. Jordan does not like medication. He does not like to take his pain medication either. And so we have been hiding it in grain because that's the only way he won't take anything out of our hands. Sorry, Abby is having problems with this. So we'll walk over here, and we're working through getting pens cleaned today. So this pen has not been cleaned yet, but we'll give you an update on these guys. And they will get to go out later this afternoon. The boys will get to go out after the vet leaves this afternoon, probably for a little bit. These guys are all doing really well. We'll just say hello. You can see empty Equilix tubs. Everybody is back on Equilix. All the pens. Those are lick tubs. They are mineral tubs. And so we have everybody back on those. This is Minnie. Jack, or nope, that was Pablo. Having a good stretch? Are you having a good stretch, buddy? Were you sleeping? Come here, Pablo. Come here, Pablo. Hi. What are these flies I see flying around? What are these flies? So that being said, we're starting to see flies, and this week it is our plan to start our feed through fly control. We feed Formula 707, their fly product, and they will be on it from now through September 15th. And it helps to eliminate the eggs in the manure so that when they come out, they don't hatch. We've had very good success with it, so that is part of our fly protocol. We also keep our pens clean, removing manure, getting it out of here, and we do hanging traps outside of all of the pen areas so that it draws the flies away. We have pretty good luck with the flies. The ones that struggle with the flies, if they are able to be handled, we do put pants on the front legs instead of doing fly spray or swat, because the pants tend to last longer and give them better protection because they cover the whole leg as well as the chest. We do use Equispot on some of the ones that are hit harder, and we do have fly spray that we use as well on some of them on a regular basis, but we're The flies right now are aiming at the eyes, so we'll be in fly mask season here very soon and get those underway, but hopefully get the 707 on board, and that will start to reduce the amount of flies that are showing up and keep things under control. So we'll walk over this way. Like I said, these guys are going to get to go out this afternoon. Zephyr and Zeta are still in this pen. They were up in the mom and baby pen, but you see all the moms and baby people we have up there. We had to make room, and these two girls are healthy and happy, so we moved the bonded pair down here. They're getting to go out with this group every day, and Magic will be in with them shortly to work on weaning Mouse. So that's going to happen here in the next day or two. Going to the back. Had a whole lot of updates in the big pen this week. We had a pretty crazy week between vet appointments and various stuff going on last week, so not a ton of training that was done, but everybody is still getting hands-on on a daily basis and interacting, and lots of the pending adoptions are getting more and more comfortable as every day goes on. We brought in new volunteer this week. So lots of interaction. These guys are very confident coming up to the fence now, looking for treats. They just had volunteers here this morning that were doing touches and saying hello. This is Breaker. Breaker needs to be in a pink bracelet. We have not switched his bracelet yet. This is Marco and Dolly and Pirate and Angie and Commodore and Gladys. Touch. Marco, Rio, and Cruz are in this pen now. They were down here last week as well. They went through the castration surgeries. They've healed up very well, getting plenty of activity, and they're getting lots of walking around, and so their swelling and stuff has settled down. This is Merlin. Merlin's getting ready to go to his new home in Missouri, right? That's exciting, buddy. So when he is going to an out-of-state location, we have already pulled Coggins on him, but he'll need a health certificate and a brand inspection done right before he leaves to have the paperwork necessary in order to travel from state to state. We have lots of people that pack burro race right now, Kobe. Is that true? Yes. And when they pack burro race, we have a whole group that are going to California, not from here, but friends of ours, going to California to race this weekend, and they have to have health certificate and Coggins in order to travel, as well as a permanent brand inspection that shows ownership and the ability to carry the donkey out of state and bring it back. So those are important papers to keep up to date and to know where they are and to know what you need in order to take your donkey places. There are definitely rules in Colorado and distance rules. So permanents are a great idea for our people that are pack burro racing or packing and hunting. If you're traveling more than 75 miles, you are required by the state of Colorado to have a permanent brand on your animals to travel with. So good things to know, good things to check out. Touch. Come here. Come here. This is Rio. This is Pirate. So everybody, like I said, doing well in here and pretty interactive. There's not many that are staying in the back these days anymore in this pen. They're getting out in the pasture every day and moving around, which is great. And we have several pending adoptions in this pen, so stay tuned for updates as we get some of these guys and gals headed to their new homes. Come up here, and I'm going to make my camera climb a fence here shortly, but we'll say hi to the Outlaws. This is the 16 who came in from McLean, Texas. 15 BLMs, 1 Jenny, Etta is the Jenny. She has been put on antibiotics because she came in with a little bit of a cough. It appears to be getting better. I still heard her coughing this morning, but not nearly as bad as it has been. So Etta is getting better, we think. She's eating well. She's at the hay right now eating. This is John Wesley Harden. That's Harden at the camera. This is John. This is Butch. This is Flacco. So you can see these guys are getting brave. Touch. They're allowing touches. They're learning about reward for touches, which I don't have anything to share. I don't have any treats, but I know that you just got some. So they're starting to come forward a lot. Everybody is eating and drinking well. They also have Equalix tub in here, so they're getting minerals as well as a normal salt block. They are free feeding on grass. We do that when they first come in just to make sure that they have plenty of calories and that nobody's getting pushed out of the feeders. So they have ability to eat whatever they want to eat while they're in here. They are about 12 days in now, 11 days, 12 days in. So we probably have about a week or so more of quarantine, assuming that Etta clears up and nobody else presents the coughing symptoms that Etta has. We don't want anybody else to get sick, right? Nobody else is allowed to get sick. So a couple of these guys, we mentioned, came in through BLM, and they were flipped pretty quickly between the Mississippi BLM auction and arriving here. And we are working with BLM to get that paperwork cleared up. A few of these guys going through the adoption process, depending on timing, may have to be adopted through BLM, which will be a change in requirements from what we normally do. I'm going to take this off. We're going to pull. It's going to sound terrible. Yep. So these are sale tags. And the fun part about sale tags is that we super glue them on. Good boy. Good boy, Harden. A little better. You have a little less trash on your neck now. Yes, a little less trash. Good boy. Good boy. These three boys are this is two of the three boys. The third one's usually with them too, but they came through BLM sale auction in January in Oklahoma. They've definitely had some handling. These three are going to be a bonded triple, and we're going to keep them together. And they're going to be a nice group of three to adopt. This is John. This is Harden. Wesley is the number two, and he's about the same size and same appearance as John. So we'll come over this way. These guys still kind of move as a group. A couple more are getting more and more curious as time goes on. And they're doing really well, settling in. Nice guys, nice girl. This is Etta right here, the little girl. So once she clears her cough and gets the run course of antibiotics through her and not showing any more symptoms, she'll get moved up to the moms and baby and misfit pen, so that she can have a little bit of attention to herself and be away from this crazy group of boys. Be away from this crazy group of boys. Yes. Yes. So, in other news on the farm, we had a little one that was born on Friday afternoon. This is our little one. His mom is the black cow that's down, standing just below him. So he is 4 days old now. He is a bull at the moment. He will be a steer very shortly, and we will band him. But he's a healthy little guy. He was up and walking pretty quick and figured out the nursing thing, and he's getting lots of miles on his little legs, and doing very well. So have to share babies when you have babies, even if they're not long-eared babies. He's still got big ears, not long ears. Right? Right, Hardin? So, other than that, we want to give a shout out to our arena pen sponsor, which is Community Banks of Colorado, Kimberly Lovato. Thank you very much for your support and for sponsoring the pen for 2026. Shout out to Renee Burton, American Family Insurance. She is a 2026 sponsor as well. We have a 2026 sponsor that sponsored a camper. We probably are calling Charlie her camper. He received all of his castration, hoof trimming, his vaccinations, rabies, deworming upon arrival, and he's going to be moved into training here shortly and then moved into the adoption pool once his training's underway. So stay tuned. We're going to have lots of new available for adoption coming up here shortly, but we need to get these guys all through intake and make sure their health needs are addressed, get them through their initial training and onboarding, and then we'll start to work out who's coming up available for adoption. So stay tuned. Always looking for ways to support, and that would be adoptions, donations, volunteering. If you would interested in any of those, please visit our website, burrobasecamp.com. We are grateful for the support. We are also grateful and giving a shout out to our angel donor who sent things off of our Chewy wish list this week. We received grain as well as dewormer, all things that we use on a daily basis and very helpful. So thank you to whoever that was. Chewy does not tell us who sends our gifts, unfortunately, so I cannot thank you directly, but I hope that you see this and I hope you hear that we're thanking you and that it will be used. We had ran out of total equine. Our shipment was scheduled to come at the end of the week, so the timing couldn't have been better. And we are just about to get our spring deworming underway with everybody on the property, so that will come in handy as well. Here's little cow dude. Cute little pink tongue. He's a good little guy. So, other than that, events coming up in May. We are starting to have registrations for Wild Ass Yoga. We're starting to have registrations for Lunch with the Long Ears. We still have just a few spots remaining for Ross's Donkey Specific Hoof Care Clinic at the end of May. So please visit our website, get registered for those things. Pre-registration is required for yoga as well as for the hoof care clinic. You can register day of for Lunch with the Long Ears, but you are also welcome to register ahead of time. All of the funds that come in for those events, outside of the cost of the events, go immediately to support the donkeys and the donkeys in our programming, and to allow us to continue to offer the programming that we are and bring in new donkeys and help them through their needs when they arrive. So we are truly grateful for the support, and we thank you very, very much. So we hope you have a great Tuesday. Breaker's signing out for us. He's become the loud man on campus in the back. His voice is the loudest in the back pen. I think he has surpassed Freckles. But we wish you a great Tuesday. We hope that you have a good week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you again. Have a great day.